Vinard is saying he might not be able to talk, so I guess I'll take care of the commentary. No mic for Vinard. I guess he doesn't have a mic. I don't know what's up with him. Nonetheless, I'll get the links out since I'm the one who posts these. Most of them. So I'm booting up the game. I'll get you guys the Steam links and stuff. So please hold. Hellish Quart being slightly difficult. It always crashes on first launch. USFC budget cuts. I guess that's what's going on. His old setup. I don't know what happened to his old setup. Let me just make sure we got 7 flags and we'll get going. Vinard, the link. I'm sure he wants to watch these at least. Also, we're fighting each other too. So, might get a silent fight, guys, actually, because I tend to stay quiet during my fights, and yeah. Follow up some shit talk. Competition talk, it looks like. Anyway, like to see it. Okay, so am I on the left, Vinard? How is this working? I don't see the list, so. Need wealthy patrons. Left, okay. Awesome. Ping me if any of you want to, like, hop in and commentate. Otherwise, this is going to be a completely silent fight. Most likely. And Vinard's going to want to deal with the names, of course. Feel free to pause if you want to do that quickly. Feature 7 flags, we're good to go. Ah, yeah, he changed them. Awesome. Good luck, Vinard.
My last resort. Tell me what I gotta do to mend a broken heart. All these pills, they melt my brain, so I don't fall apart. Ashes, we all fall down. But tonight we can't live. Flex. Yeah, for the function, and tonight we getting fucked up. We only stepping when the sun's up. I just ain't no vibe, so I lose the pain inside my heart. Every day, can't live my last resort. Everybody bounce, put your hands in the air when the sun's down. No caution, straight motion. Geeked up in the club, straight saucing. Turn up, don't care all around. Yeah, I'm my own vibe and I wanna get loud. Good energy and I'm with the whole crowd. Yeah, flex, turn up, let's bring the house down. My last resort.
Be sure to hit RT, by the way. Yeah, I'll stick with Alexander. Clearly not warmed up whatsoever. I should have gone with Isabella to begin with, it seems. I'm just looking so much better with her today, I think. But good fight, Vinard. I feel like if you went with Laszlo there, maybe you still had me, you know? I was getting momentum with those 2 wins, but man, your Laszlo is tough. Like, you should have just stuck with him. Let me check the chat here. Vinard has been talking. EBE versus Maestro. Okay. Yeah, let's get them in here. Isn't Luck fighting? I guess not. Not yet. He'll be dessert. Okay, so he'll be last. Okay. Alright, which side for Eve? Yeah, Luck will fight Vinard, yeah. That's how that's working, so. Vinard wants a bit of a break, I assume. Hopefully my voice is coming through on stream. I noticed somebody was talking about how they can't hear me. That might just be because I muted myself. During the fight, that is, but if that's still the case, let me know. You're fighting on Velo's host. Okay, just get Velo to send me a link too, and I'll be over there. I'll kick you, Vinard, because we are moving hosts right now, so... Yeah, picking Yandrik, like, I see why you picked Yandrik, but... Man, I really think that was a big mistake. Like, Isabella can counter him really well, actually, I would say. A really good Yandrik player can certainly pick Isabella apart, but I think Isabella has all the tools she needs to rush him down and make use of all that blade she's got to full effect. Plus her stabs, she can stab really well and whatnot. Laszlo's a good counter too, though. I think you could argue Laszlo's an even better counter, but yeah. And Alexander does fine, you know, he doesn't do particularly well, he doesn't do particularly bad either. That would just be down to skill. But if Vinard just stuck with Laszlo, man, I think he had it. I was adapting to his Laszlo with Alex, granted, so I think that's why he switched, but it was gonna be a challenge if he stuck with Laszlo for sure. Yeah, so hopefully Velociraptor is around. Please hold for anyone who's viewing this on Twitch. You can hear me, but the voice is pretty low over the music better now, but I advise to lower the music a bit more. Okay, that's something Vinu would have to do. Because I'm not the one behind the stream, so... Vinu cannot talk right now, so... Okay, Vinard wants Steam. Yeah. The stream for Vinard is better on Steam for some reason. His connection in general seems to be better, so that's why we use Steam. Notcher too. Yeah. I prefer Parsec personally, but you know what? If that's what works best for Vinard, it's not a big deal. Remove Steam from existence. If it wasn't for the fact that some people literally cannot connect to Parsec, I would agree. Certainly Steam Remote. But not, like, Steam entirely. Yeah, Parsec is fine. Especially Parsec Arcade, that was actually pretty good. It's sad that that's not around anymore. And it kind of foiled Kubal's potential plans for Parsec integration, I think. So, you know, he was at least gonna add that, but now it's like he can't even add proper multiplayer anymore. Or certainly he doesn't know how. He might get a company to do it later, but for now he's just gonna focus on finishing the game. As you should. Add real multiplayer, yeah, it would be nice if that were possible, but it's very difficult with a game like this, I think. Wasn't my mic, it was the music, yeah, I understand. Okay, waiting for the Steam links from Velociraptor. Please hold, guys. We don't have very many fights, so this shouldn't take a lot of time, so. Yeah, links are coming out now, so I'll be in there pretty quick. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased with my win. I'm just surprised Vidder didn't stick with Laswell, you know. I'm never out of the fight. That's the thing with me. You think you... Yes, I'm watching. Because I'm the only one commentating, right? So I kind of have to be in. If anyone's confused on Twitch, I'm also talking with people on Discord, so... you can't hear them, of course. They're not talking. They're, typing, so... Oh, it should be fine. If his connection is good, it should be okay. I think I'll unplug my controller, though. That will ensure there's no, like, weird controller shenanigans going on and whatnot. Toaster gonna be burning. That's what Vinard said on Discord. There's not a lot going on Twitch this time around. Smog is in the chat, but that's it. Interestingly enough, everyone's talking on Discord. Oh, you thought I was Vinu? No, I'm not Vinu. Yeah, he can't talk at the moment, so I'm co-hosting for him. He's Lithuanian, so he sounds a bit different. Alright, I guess we're working out who's on what side. Eve, you're left if you select left. It's your choice. I'm guessing you want left. Hussar for life. Yeah, Vinard prefers the idea of being a Hussar over a Hetman, and I understand he's from the Mountain Blade Napoleonic Wars. For starters, Hussars have the best uniforms. I will fight you over that. The Napoleonic period, there's no uniform that is beaten by the Hussar uniform. But also the fact that there's the Polish winged Hussars, which are just badass. You invented cav. I wouldn't say that. I'd say it was the Indo-Persian people who invented cavalry, honestly. And I guess China independently developed it too, but yeah, you guys did have some good cavalry though, especially under the Polish Commonwealth. Oh, it is, yeah, but I'm saying, like, there were Iranian peoples, there was the Persians, you know, all the rest of it. Okay, we only got 5 flags. We're gonna need to change that, or just continue. We can just continue for now if you want, and keep in mind the number of flags. Touch tips if you want, guys. You don't need to. And, Yeah, let's touch tips. We don't need to make an announcement. Let's just get to the fight. You guys touch tips, so go ahead. The fight is officially on. I know it's customary to do a whole announcement thing, but you guys seem bloodlusted, so. Okay, good exchange of cuts so far. There was a stab by Eve. Interestingly, he went with a... I don't think he meant to, but he went with a low guard. There's a stab again. Eve is doing a good job of picking Maestro apart. And Maestro really has to watch his stamina now after those two attacks. Stab by Eve, it actually, I think it kind of missed, oddly enough. I don't know how, but it did. Names are backwards, yes they are. Maestro picked the left. So, yeah. Good upward slash by Eve. Yes, I'm aware of the 5 flags. We will just continue this round, I guess, and then, yeah, go from there. I'll keep the score in mind. Maestro going with what many call the samurai move, and then follows it up. Next, the rush B cut, which is pretty deadly. Then he goes for the Y cut. Or I think it's the next cut. I don't know which one. I don't play Zera. Either way, lethal combination. Cut into thrust by Maestro. Trying to make something happen. There's a little bit of weird stretchy arm physics there, but it didn't affect anything. Thrust sent by Maestro, and Eve just answers with one of his own, getting the upper leg there. And then I stab, sidestepping Maestro's attack. Zera's drunkenness really screwed him over there. Upward slash by Eve blocks the incoming attack, and then he can land a quick thrust. That was nicely done. Then there's a cut by Maestro, another cut. Very interesting matchup, this one. I am getting a little bit of lag at times. I hope that's not also happening to Eve. Anyway, that was a good combination. Very even fight so far, which is good to see. I know there was a concern about the host, so. That's why we're on Velociraptor's host and not mine. Then again, we saw Vinner do well on mine, so I think it goes to show that the host matters, but it's not, you know, the be-all end-all if your connection is good. Okay, Eve is barely ahead. Thrust attempt by Eve, he gets it, but guys, you need to continue. It is 5-3 in favor of Eve. 5-3. Eve needs 2 more to secure this round. Some lag. I think that's why Eve pauses at times. I can see him pausing whenever the lag hits me. Thankfully, it's not like a common occurrence. It just happens. Alright, that's another flag for Eve. Good defense. 1 more. And Eve will get it. Depends on what you mean by slow slashes. If you mean the really exaggerated ones, then generally speaking, yeah, those are tired swings. And Eve just took the W here. He took the win for the first round, so fighters back off. Zera does have some slow, like swings because he's drunk as well. Guys, we need to change the flags. Let's back out. Get Velociraptor to change that, yeah. Yeah, just change it to 7. Eve won the first one. Yeah, sometimes it skips to 8 there. Gotta be precise with that. So good performance by Eve, good performance by Maestro, I would say, too. I'd say Eve is the one with the disadvantage as far as host goes. It's interesting that he picked a host where Maestro would have perfect ping, but it's working out for him. Will he stick with Kalkstein? No, he doesn't. He goes for Barabash. And what's Maestro gonna do? Maestro gonna go with Yazik. That wouldn't be a bad pick. Laszlo. Okay. Also not a bad pick. very solid Saber character. Good exchange to start. Maestro on the attack, gets past the auto guard, showing us how to attack with Lasbo. Unsurprising that Maestro is really the aggressive one here. Eve got impatient. He was trying to punish Maestro's advance, but his swing was weaker. The Vineyard by Maestro, but he only did it once, and Eve just punished it instantly. With that X cut, that was nicely done. Bit of a sidestep too. Some lag, yeah, you can see Eve backs away every time that happens in my end, so it's not just me. But thankfully it's not usually happening when the action is actually beginning. That was a good retreat cut. It has a bit of a delay, but it hits really hard. And the fact that it has a delay is what makes it tricky. Maestro thought he had the timing down, but he didn't. Good upward slash by Eve, one of Barabash's most powerful tools. And Lasbo is quite vulnerable to it. His auto guard doesn't always stand up, and that's a good cut by Maestro. Maestro is being more aggressive, Eve is being more patient, and we're seeing they're equally matched, as one would expect. As long as the attacker is playing intelligently. Okay, Eve with a feint, but he doesn't follow it up. And he's trying to set up that upward slash, I think. He goes for a stab. It doesn't land, though. Maestro is ready. Sidestep, and unfortunately he got cut as he did so. Maestro tired, goes for the Vineyard. It doesn't work though. Yeah, I'm being pinged. Ah, okay. Good kill by Maestro. Maestro a bit ahead now, but it's still roughly equal. Is Eve having some problems? Upward slash by Maestro, that actually is a powerful tool of Lasbo's as well. He looks poised to do downward slashes, and those are definitely his strong suit, but he can swing upward as well with just as much power. And there's a strike to the arm by Maestro, 1-1. Fix the name, you fool. Yeah, some funny stuff in the chat there anyway. Good to see people finally actually talking there. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Discord. Okay, what's Maestro gonna do? Maestro goes with Isabella. You can see a calc by Eve again. I think Eve likes to use calc whenever he sees a longsword, which is understandable. His guard probably holds up the best out of the characters he likes playing, so... he's trading, but Maestro with a point in the opening there. He is tired now. Eve is probably going to try and take advantage of that. He's going to be patient, but he's going to slowly pick at Maestro's health. Unfortunately, he actually rushes in there. He does the opposite of what I was thinking he would do. He got impatient. A bit uncharacteristic, but I think Eve thought he could just land the stab to the face, because Maestro wasn't really long guarding. It doesn't always work that way, though, just because of blade positioning. Eve is limping after Maestro's hit, but he does a very good job of countering that cut with one of his own. Now he's falling back onto his more patient style again. Upward slash by Maestro gets punished. And Maestro just goes on the attack. Eve, I think, didn't expect a combo. He expected one cut. And that's why he opened himself up for that second hit. And then there's the sidestep by Maestro, instantly hitting Eve. Eve was also dashing, so his guard wasn't up. High guard by Maestro. Then he goes for long guard thrust, but Eve sees it coming. Eve blocks the second one with an attack of his own. Another even fight, really enjoying this one. Stab attempt by Eve, another stab catching Maestro when he thought he had an opening. Eve is going for very minimalistic attacks here. He goes again for that retreat thrust, but no kill. It's kind of a weak attack sometimes. Often relies on the opponent to do the work, if that makes sense. The opponent running into the point. But it is still a very good move. It can be really annoying. I was going for a similar tactic against Vineyard's Isabella at times too. I was using the cut into thrust to tag him, to remind him that, you know, you can't just stand there and guard. That doesn't work. You gotta play actively, you know? And sometimes that's a really good tactic, you know? Just ask your opponent some questions. If they're just gonna stand there and defend, use moves that counter that immediately, and you can get some really good results. Wow, that was a massive hit by Maestro. I think it hit the basket, actually, which makes it odd that it cut his hand off, but oh well. Bit of a lag spike, but they always happen kind of at the beginning of matches, so it's not really affecting what's happening. That was a good upward slash by Eve. Calc's cuts are just as powerful as his thrusts. And Eve tried the retreat thrust, but his point was just completely offline, and Maestro was cutting, so there was no way that was gonna land. But I see what he was trying to do. It's a good tactic. It's just that Maestro has that downloaded, I think. Thrust by Eve. We're seeing Bardabash against Marie. I don't know why Maestro went with Marie. Especially knowing that Eve could pick Bardabash. Or he could even pick Kalkstein. I mean, Kalkstein's not that bad in Eve's hands against Marie in my experience. And the problem is, Eve just knows this matchup inside and out. That was a thrust into cut. Amazingly, that was not a kill. And there's a finishing move there with that thrust. Thrust attempt by Maestro. That's a very good angle, but the problem is Eve saw that coming and backed away. Eve knows he has to close in at some point, but he's not being overly aggressive about it. Testing the waters, beats the blade as Maestro tries something. It seems like anything Maestro tries just doesn't work, and that double lunge was blocked immediately, going to show that that double lunge is definitely counterable. Maestro had to rely on that retreat thrust actually to get hit. And Maestro's gonna have to, and I can see here he's trying different angles, which goes to show that you gotta use many of her tools in some of these matchups. And there's a stab to the head. Yeah, that's true. The mention about the basket hilt, like, if the sword got stuck somehow in there and it applied a lot of force to the hand, I could see how the hand would come off. As far as the physics go in the game, you know. You're not a bad player, Vineyard, by the way. Sorry, I'm not paying as much attention to the chat as I should be. But, no, you're not a bad player, Vineyard. There's a thrust to the head by Eve. Maestro just can't get anything done. Barbash does a good job of shutting down that center line. So even if Maestro were to use the double lunge that people hate, it just wouldn't work. And that curve allows him to get around that rapier blade quite easily. But that was a good catch by Maestro as Eve tried to get aggressive. Lag spike, but it looks like they're good to go. You know, it's very, they don't last very long. So, cut attempt by Maestro, but Eve seems to have seen it coming. He went for a cut of his own. And there's a bit of a trade. Thrust was actually more of a push cut when it misses like that. And with a saber like that, that's still a pretty brutal attack. It doesn't kill, but knocks that follow up. And then a sidestep by Eve, nicely done. Marie was a clear mistake there by Maestro. Maybe he got his brother to play too. Obviously, I'm joking, but yeah, I strongly disagree with that pick. Let's put it that way. You know, seeing who they're gonna pick here. Eve is going with Gideon. He's kind of flexing. He's just picking every character he mains. Maestro is thinking. Does he go with Zera? Does he go with Isabella? Yeah, Marie would not be a good pick, I don't think. So he goes with Isabella. Okay, there's a kill for Eve, sorry, Maestro. Maestro rushing in, then he goes for a retreat cut. Eve just couldn't defend that retreat cut. Good aggression so far by Maestro. Eve is usually a more patient player, so when that sort of stuff starts happening, it could start to mess with him a bit. You know, he likes sitting back a little bit, being patient, waiting for a good opportunity. It's a very good play style, but Maestro is showing us here how to counter it, and now Eve is getting impatient as his defense just isn't doing him a whole lot of good. And against Isabella, I think Gideon definitely struggles. It's not a hopeless matchup, it's just a really difficult one. That was a beautiful thrust by Eve, though. If anyone can do this with Gideon, Eve is definitely one of the candidates. Eve's gonna want to rely on punishing Isabella. You can't play her game. He can't just get into a slugging match. He can't turtle up either. He has to be absolutely savage when he counters. And unfortunately, yeah, that thrust, I mean, he tried long guarding, I think, but it's such a powerful thrust. I'm not sure Gideon has anything for it. It's been buffed, and, you know, unfortunately, it's just really tough. And Maestro is a very good Isabella player. That's the most important thing. Maestro could have been punished there, I think. He went for a high guard cut. Then he goes for an X slash. Eve is being patient. Okay, Maestro tired now. Goes for a cut. Maestro should still be tired. He gets a cut, though. Good attempt by Maestro to fight despite being tired, but yeah. When you're tired like that in this game, it's just a bad situation. Maestro rushing in, goes for the upward slash. He's trying to catch Eve as Eve tries to counter, and forcing Eve in doing so into turtling, because Eve is being patient. That thrust missed, but Eve recovered quickly and got a hit to the head. Oh, is there something wrong with the... Oh yeah, we're still seeing the ring girls. Rip. Sorry, but like, you didn't even see this fight. Alright, well, Maestro needs one more to win. Eve is on the back foot in the corner now. That's not good for him. He can't move a whole lot. Maestro's trying to take advantage of that with high guard slashes and the thrust. He goes for the thrust. Oh my goodness. And Eve just can't do anything. There was some jank punching. He was stuck in the corner. He couldn't move anywhere. And his guard was not going to save him there. So, yeah, everything possible went wrong for Eve in that last flag, unfortunately. It was kind of lagging at that time too. Like, it was just like the game decided Eve had to lose, you know. He just got so many moments of bad luck. I could fight Toasted, yeah. I wouldn't mind fighting Toasted. Whole fight was a lag fest. It wasn't that bad for me, so it was even worse for Eve, unfortunately. Alright. So I guess I'll invite Vinard back in. And which fight are we doing next, Vinard? Missed inputs, that sucks. Man, everything was going wrong for you, huh, Eve? Oh, whoops, I almost gave Luck a Parsec link. Let's not do that. I think you can do Parsec in Steam. The problem is they're not really compatible, you know? So I'll send Luck the link there. Vinard has a link. So Vinard should be showing up. We got Vinard against Luck. I'm really excited for this fight. They both have really tricky saber styles, I would say. So I really want to see them clash and see what they can do. I hope Vinard sticks with what he's been excelling with. He sticks with Laszlo, because Laszlo, I think, is objectively his best character. So stick with the Chad, Vinard. He won't fail you. And I can say from someone who plays him occasionally, like whenever Alex is not working out, sometimes I'll switch to Laszlo. Sometimes I'll switch to Isabella. Laszlo is a really tough saber character. He's very easy to use. He has really good footwork. And he's also really fast, and he hits really hard, so. And his reach is underestimated sometimes, I think. So, he has a lot going for him. I think you should stick with him. He says he's gonna ask him a question. I really don't think you should do that, but hey, I can't stop you. If you wanna use the axe, oh well. I just don't think it went well for you the last time you tried that, so. You just didn't seem to have the distance figured out, and obviously whatever delay there was, the matchup, I seem to have to be just in the zone with a character I'm more comfortable with, so. Anyway. New link? Alright, Vinard, I'll get you a new link. Keeps crashing, yeah. Vinard has that issue sometimes, and also it could just be the link is bad. So there you go. Still gotta fight Vinard on Steam, yeah. Yeah, the problem is if we stream to Discord, nobody seems to watch on the actual streaming platform, though, so... It kind of ruins the algorithm. Certainly on YouTube, that's an issue. On Twitch, I don't know if it is, but... Yeah, I know stream to stream, but I've noticed people just watch on Discord. They don't watch on Twitch or YouTube, so... I get what you're saying, though. It's just people on the Discord are a bit lazy and they go on Discord, you know? It's just how it is. It's... okay, Vineyard's here. Yeah, support the hosts. I agree with Vineyard. Obviously, though, it might work better for some people, though. I think it's only a viable option if the host is not, like, streaming, you know what I mean? So, like, when we did it with Tao, I was just streaming his tournament, right? He wasn't able to stream, so... Because I was not the host, but I was still streaming it, it was a better experience for the viewers. Though that said, when I actually did fight, it wasn't too bad, so it was perfectly fine. But I think that's the best time to do it. It's not ideal if the host is the one actually hosting the matches, so that's just my take. Okay, so Vineyard getting struck 2 times here. I don't think he even landed a proper hit. Another strike for Luck. And I really think Yendrick was a bad pick by Vineyard. He's a wild card sometimes, but he's so hard to use. Okay, Vineyard just going on the attack. That's basically his strategy of Yendrick, and it works there. Luck turtled up a bit too much. You gotta kind of approach this a bit differently from how you would most characters, and I think Luck knows that. It's just that Yendrick is just terrifying to fight. Yendrick is tired. Yeah, good thrust. That thrust might be key. I agree Parset's better, by the way. I totally agree. I think Vineyard should try Parsec again. Maybe that would fix the problem right then and there. Some back and forth there results in a double. Quite a parry by Barabash. Vineyard just spamming attacks, and yeah, that's the problem. I don't think he knows the ins and outs of Yendrick, you know? He knows how to attack with him with many of the basic moves, but he doesn't know the advanced combos, he doesn't know the pendulum, he doesn't know the feints, I don't think. It's gonna net him some kills if he distances things well, which is really the key with Yendrick, but otherwise I think he's at a severe disadvantage. And that was a good attempt by Luck, but I think that thrust is not the most reliable counter. Maybe some basic cuts would be good. Sidestep out of range, good punish by Vineyard. Vineyard is an experienced player, so he can use that to his advantage. He knows when he has an opening. And it's actually an even fight now. Luck had an early advantage, and... okay, there we go. Thrust into 2 cuts. Good combination by Luck. There's a strike. But the thing is, if the host is the one who's hosting the matches, it doesn't change anything, right? So it's only a viable scenario, only a viable solution if the host is not the one hosting, you know what I mean? Or if there's like multiple, I guess getting commentators in there would be good though. But the fighters themselves, nothing changes if they just go on the host, you know? Anyway, very even fight, down to the last flag, so it's obviously very tense for both of them. Vinard spamming attacks, and there you go, yeah, it's that combo. As soon as that strikes you, you're basically screwed if the Yendrix knows what to do. It's Yendrix's one reliable sequence of moves, I would say. The punches with the hilt and all the rest of it. So Vinu might switch to Laszlo. He does, and then we're seeing a Yazik from Luck. I mean, I was saying a bunch of stuff about Vinard's pick being bad, but he won, so... It was really close though, so it might still be advisable to switch to Laszlo. And to use the Vinard a lot. See if he starts using the Vinard. Good cut by Vinard countering the incoming attack from Luck. Luck thought he had an opportunity to move in, but Vinard's really tricky. He throws a bunch more cuts than you think he'll throw. And sometimes those cuts can have defensive properties that you don't expect. And this is sort of what I mean when I talk about offense and defense being linked. I mean, Vinard really doesn't rely on his guard, and yet he's still able to create a shell of death around him with that sword. So he's defending himself in a lot of cases by attacking. Sometimes they're spacing too, but he's not really using his guard, he's using his attacks to threaten you. And it goes to show there's many approaches to this game, and you don't have to just simply guard. There are many effective options, and that was a good lunge by Luck, a good patience on his part, under the onslaught of Vinard's attacks. Good thrust, the corkscrew thrust. That's actually a more lethal move now. And there's a cut by Luck. Okay, Luck is doing a lot of long guard spam, which is something some characters like doing. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I want to be clear. I know spam has a lot of negative connotations sometimes. There's nothing wrong with spamming for one thing, but the other thing, even if there was, he's not, you know, cheesing or anything. He's just switching guards, being tricky, making sure he defends against any attack that comes in. It's something Venator likes doing, and it's a really effective tactic. So, yeah, just to be clear, if I ever point out something being spammed, I'm not criticizing their play, I'm not saying they're being cheap, nothing like that. Use whatever tactic works. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. There's a thrust attempt. Good defense by Luck, and then he retreats with the X-Cut. And Vinard, ironically, is doing worse with Laszlo, which I would not have expected, but I think Luck's tricky style is sort of dismantling Vinard's style. It's harder to get that tricky with the blade work with Alex. He doesn't usually rely on tricky blade work, he relies more on dancing with the opponent and using more straightforward attacks. So Luck's style might be a better counter to Vinard's style, I think. Certainly, if we compare Alexander and to Yazik in both our hands. Of course, Vinard has more experience, but he's a very offensively minded player, and that's very good, but sometimes he's offensive to a fault. And Luck is a rising star. He's gotten really good with Yazuk. A lot of people compare his style to Warden, so really good to see Vinard being defensive. You can see that bites him in the butt there. And there's a lunge. Yeah, Vinard can't just stand there and turtle. And he learned that the hard way. Nicely done by Luck. Luck is very good at finding those angles, especially against a character like Laszlo. Alright, hold RT. There you go. Yandrik and Barabash. I'm surprised he went back to Barabash, but to be fair, they're very similar characters. To be fair, Yandrik was actually going better for Vinard this time, so I think it's just a matchup thing. I'm not sure why you would stream the Discord stream, though. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because as the host, you'd get the best quality from your own thing. If anything, running the stream for the host, I think, would add a little bit of extra bandwidth. Because you're also running the parsec while you're doing that, so... Unless you're talking about what I did with Tau. In which case that makes sense. That means the host is the one streaming it, so... And then like the commentators watching it that way, so... The other commentator, I mean. Anyway. Lunge attempt by Luck. Vinard just going for a bunch of attacks. He manages to stun, but unfortunately he didn't get the spacing right. It would have been more ideal to obviously strike with the axe head, but it's kind of tough to do sometimes. It's a skill on its own to get the spacing with Yandrik down, and I don't think anyone's really practiced him enough, except maybe Carlos and Velociraptor to that degree. Yeah, Carlos and Velociraptor, I would say, have it down. They're really good Yandrik players. Zero as well when he played Yandrik, but he hasn't played in a while, so... Hasn't even been on the server for a while, to be honest. Anyway, relatively even fight, but Vinard is ahead. Sidestep out of range, Vinard could have punished that. So Luck has to be kind of careful here. I think he has to stick with the basics. Good cuts, shutting down Vinard's attack, and hitting him at the same time. That's probably a good combination against Yandrik. Big cut by Luck. I think he was too close for that specific cut he chose. That was a good hit, though. Vinard was not getting a whole lot for attacks, but I think he was taking out stamina with those stuns. Luck's stamina has recovered. He goes for stabs. I don't think the stab was advisable, but the lunge lands, striking the kidney. Vinard might resort to Isabella again. I don't know if that'd be a good idea, but he might do that. He sometimes does that when he feels he's losing. I mean, that's what we saw when I finally defeated his Laszlo. He switched to Isabella. Certainly, when it came to the Isabella mirror, that did not work well. Would it work better against the Saber, though? That's the question. Keeping in mind that Vinard does have experience with Isabella, she might not be his best character, but with the state Isabella's in right now, you know, you never know. If Vinard gets desperate, he might do that. I'd say if Vinard wins, though, he probably shouldn't do that. He should probably just stick with what's working. But anyway, even fight. Vinard going with very short-range attacks, and he's getting punished, and they're also burning stamina. Luck knows not to challenge them directly. And the Saber actually outreaches the axe when you do those short-range moves. trying to strike the leg, but I don't think doing the Vinard with Yendrik is a good idea. I guess that's a reverse Vinard because he's doing a different attack, but yeah, I really don't think the Vinard works all that well with Yendrik. That was an interesting hit. I'm not sure if it actually hit the head or not. It feels like it hit the sword and then hit his head somehow. Oh well. I'm gonna look at that again. Anyway, good kill by Luck. I'm still focusing on this, of course. I just want to see what happens. Luck trying to make an approach. Yeah, the axe didn't really hit him convincingly, but oh well. That was a hit to the arm. I see why the game might have detected a hit, though. I can kind of see where it's coming from after that video. So it's not the worst case of it I've seen, but it was a kind of a bizarre ghost hit. If he followed through more of the hit, though, it might have made some sense. But anyway, very close fight down to the wire. Going for a stab. I don't know if... Ooh, it's dangerous. It might work, but it's dangerous. I like that Luck isn't being rat. Okay, as I say that, he goes for the stab, and that's why I was thinking it might not be a good idea. The problem there is, it's a pretty reliable move as far as landing it, but as far as killing it, kind of leaves a bit to be desired, whereas Yendrik's moves don't really have that problem. And that thrust can be beaten down, or just outright blocked with long guard, so... Okay, Yendrik and Isabella? Alright, that's how you know Luck is desperate. Luck is going with Isabella, and Vinard sticking with Yendrik. So he probably saw my performance with Isabella and figured that'd be a safe pick, which is understandable. Isabella is a tough character, and I think Luck has enough experience with her that he might be able to make something happen, because Vinard's not the most experienced with Yendrik either. I don't want to give Luck any tips, he's probably listening, but he's doing a good job so far. If Luck was paying attention to my fight, though, he certainly knows what to do. It's just a matter of implementing it. I think he was. He was definitely talking a lot about our fight, saying I was just warming up. And to be fair, though, I don't think that's wrong, because, I mean, I had to warm up, and of course Vinard's tired. The tired swing kills. Amazing. That was very hectic right there, and they both got tired. So again, even fight. Luck a bit hesitant to close. That might be a problem. The longer he stays at range, the more Vinard can pick him apart. He moves in eventually. Takes the hand off. Gotta really get in there. When you're fighting Yendrik with any character, really, any sword. With the exception of rapiers, I would say. And there's a cut to the hand, taking the hand off. Again, both challenging each other with high guard. I think Vinard chose the wrong move, and that was a good rush-in by Luck. Even if that strike did land, it would have probably only stunned him instead of doing damage. Just the half would have hit. Yeah, he is doing better with Yendrik here. I think it comes down to the fact that I'm more experienced with Isabella than Luck is. That said, though, Luck is getting a lead. He's definitely adapting. So I don't want to make a judgment on that just yet. Oh, good smack by Vinard, and yeah, the forced double that people dread when fighting Isabella does not occur, so that's good for Vinard. And that makes sense, it was only a little flick, so it should not have done anything, and it didn't, so... that was his chance to punish that, but he didn't. Not properly. That upward cut is good up close. close, but it's bad when you have distance like that. It can sometimes shield you from those strikes, though, so it's definitely a good move. Good charge by Luck. Rushes in there. The rush attacks can definitely work well here, so that was a good choice. And Vineyard's gonna have to react perfectly to those when they come out, because his blocking ability is lacking. Good retreat cut, but it doesn't kill. It hit the arm, which is probably why. And anybody's game again, really close match. Vineyard takes it though. He's in a good spot. He wins, in fact. Vineyard in the corner, that's probably not good, but he suddenly rushes out. He knows he can't stay in the corner. Retreat cut, however, it does not land properly. It doesn't give the axe head, and there's a double. This is getting really intense. Luck knows he has to attack. The problem is Vineyard's actually doing a decent job of defending actively. High guard by Luck, and then Vineyard tries to punish the X chops. He's doing the reverse Vineyard of the X cuts. And then finally he gets a kill there. That was very close though. Vineyard was low on stamina, so he needed that chop to kill. And I believe Vineyard took it, unless I miscounted. Hate Yandrik. Yandrik can be definitely annoying sometimes, there's no doubt about it. And Steam, yeah. I understand hating Steam, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Steam is just worse. Luck is trying to launch the fight, okay. Oh, Vineyard had a misclick at some point? Oh well, he won, so. Yender, because he breaks defensive playstyles, okay. He doesn't break offensive playstyles, though. I think that's the problem. I was happy to just sort of rush in there and challenge you with Isabella, so that might be why it didn't go as well when you were fighting me. If you played Saber like a Chad, yeah, I mean, if you used the Chad, maybe you would have won too, that being Laszlo. I don't know. I just think Laszlo is a very good counter, but hard to say. Hard to say. The finale is coming up now. I'm gonna fight Toasted. So, good luck to Toasted Bread. Easy? Yeah. Easy to use, certainly. Can be easy to beat as well if the player doesn't know how to play him, yeah. Except Oaks, yeah. Oak is a really good Laszlo. I'd say Vineyard too, though. Vineyard's really tricky. You just did a really good job against it. I think your style was a good counter to his, whereas my straightforward one was not. At least not until I figured him out. Not good for Yendrick, apparently, though. Yeah. I think a lot of the sniping moves you do just don't kill in time, and then Yendrick is able to just sort of strike you with the axe, you know? I think a more simple, straightforward style would be better against Yendrick, but Luck was better defending Laszlo, yeah, definitely better. I agree with that. Waiting for Toasted. I hope Toasted can show up. You told Toasted he can fight, right, Vineyard? You did, okay. Well, he's pinged for sure, so if he's around, he should show up. I hope he is around. I want to fight again. Yeah, Luck is very good at the Saber matchups, as he's pointing out here in the Discord. So, Vinard, was that Ring Girl playing this whole third round? I was not really looking at the stream, so I hope not. No, it's good. Okay, okay. I just know we had that problem before, I think, so. Okay. Not hearing anything from Toasted. I'll probably be streaming after this, actually. I'll be streaming more of that Pokemon game, if anyone's interested. Not something I typically stream, but it's definitely fun. Oh, Eve didn't train him for Yandrik. Didn't realize you guys were training. That's cool. Vinard's going for smokes. If Toasted not back by that time, he'll call it. Alright. Yeah, he should be here soon if he's planning on fighting, so... that's totally fair. Might be limited with time as well. If he needs a new link, I'll send him a new link. I'll try poking him again. Oh, Vinard already pinged him. Alright, well you got 2 pings, that's double the pinging. Maestro put the USFC role above everything for some reason. I think his phone just messed him up. I'll fix that. I'll fix that in the settings, don't worry. Perfect opportunity while we wait for Toasted. Unless you wanted the black, it doesn't seem like you do though. So I'm just gonna move that below, over by where Minister is. Maybe above it, I don't know. So you should see pink again, Maestro. And now Luck is pinging Toasted. Alright, let's not be excessive with it. If he's around, he'll show up. If he's not, that's too bad. I got a fight at least, so it's not like I won't get one, but... He's in commentator chat, so doubt he is here. Yeah. We pinged him a bunch of times, and if he's here, he would hear us, so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where he is. Okay, Tao is here. Finner, do you want Tao to fight me or something then? He was terrible at Yendrick, yeah. So that would make training you to fight him, I guess, a bit challenging. It's up to Vineyard. We just gotta wait for him. Did Meister win? Yes, he's the USFC champion now. I don't think I pointed that out when I was commentating. That's the funny thing. But yes, to be clear, Maestro is now the USFC champion. That was the big fight of the night, so it was a pretty terrible experience. I mean, honestly, it wasn't ideal for me either, watching it. But yeah. Alright, Toasted's back. Okay, perfect. I see him typing. And Vineyard's not back yet, so. Oh, okay, yeah, he's typing. Yeah. You're still good to join. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because Vineyard has not come back from his smoke yet. That was what he said, so. If that link doesn't work, I can send you a new one. And I'll give you the left side, I think. I don't think Vineyard said either way, but I had the left side the last time, I believe, so I'll just switch it up. Okay, Toasted is in. We're both from Canada. We're both from Alberta. Not the same city, but, you know, ping should be amazing. So, hang on. Let me see what Vineyard had to say there. Someone clicked story. Hang on. That was not me. Someone used the controller. I'm fighting with Toasted. That was what we arranged. Vineyard wants me on the left, actually, so it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, so just go ahead and take the right, because we're doing best of 5, so you'll get a chance on the left, too. Yes, you want the helmet guy. Unfortunately, he's still not in the game, so... Yeah, you want Salo as well. We all do, man. I think the next big update, though, they're both coming out, along with the new Yazoo, so... Alright. Good luck. I think Toasted was just away. I don't think he was... Oh, wait. Let me just pause here. I got pinged about something. Tao prefers it if we both fight, so let's just go with it. That's what we originally planned, so... Alright, let's go.
Я боюсь проиграть в битве. Боюсь поражения. Куда лучше умереть в бою, чем стать немощным инвалидом. Каждый раз после боя я ищу более сильного врага.
Your man on the road, he doing promo. You said keep our business on the low. I'm just trying to get you out the friend zone. Cause you look even better than the photos. I can't find your house, send me the info. Driving through the gated residential. Found out I was coming since your friend's home. Keep on trying to hide it, but your friends know. I only call you when it's hills have eyes, the hills have eyes. Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? Hide your lies, girl, hide your lies. Only you to trust. Only you. I only call you when it's
Sorry about that. I crashed. Alright, I'll send you another link. Should be able to just join up. We can restart though because I did strike your arm, so you might not have seen that, but that damage could alter the fight. So I think it's best that we just go back. It might not change the result anyway, but it's, you know, you never know because that round was pretty close. Let's go again, same picks of course. Good luck. I've just been super quiet because I'm trying to focus. But these have been good rounds, you're definitely still sharp, toasted.
направляюсь в путь. Дайте просто 5 минут, кровавый авиасуд. Мой посыл только зазря, просто полюбить тебя. Для меня это нормально, я привык уже страдать. Все это забудь, снова отправляет путь. Дайте просто 5 минут,
Isabella today. I'm not exactly sure why. Because Isabella is not the character I've practiced extensively. That character is Alex, so... And it's not to do with the thrust. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't happy with what happened with the thrust, but honestly, against Zara, the thrust is not very helpful, so... I'm just better at her today, that's how it is. Very good fight though, Toasted. You gave me a challenge for sure. I just found something that works on Zara, I think, and I went with it. And I think that's the stream, unless we want... I think Vinard was talking about a second fight. I don't know if he wants to do one, but there was talks of one. Tao versus Eve. Okay, I guess we gotta use Tao as host for that. Yeah, we gotta give Tao a fight, so that's fair. Yes, I'll just quit the game then. There's not much point in me keeping it open, so... Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it is, because I've just been so precise with her moves. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing, Tao can't stream, so... Tao streams to Discord, Vinard streams Discord video. Okay. It just seems really convoluted. The old system's been working a lot, I don't know why we need to change it.
Hello, Suboom. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Check. Okay, great. I'm ready to go, so
he put in. So. Good luck, guys.
Thank you. One moment, I can't move.
Oh yeah. Always some kind of technical problem.
Be fine now.
Yeah, I love how you guys weren't even talking about my fight until like the end. That's fine.
Well, I was watching it at least.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, you were saying I was on fire, so
Well, that was a nice comeback.
yeah.
Isabella. Okay, now I will be silent.
Understandable. Stream looks okay. I find sometimes it's a bit more choppy, but again, if you're not the one like actually hosting them, it makes sense to do this. If you are, though, good strike. Tau. 1-1, even fight so far. Tau going on the offensive a little bit. Fishing for a thrust, and he manages to get a double somehow. Yeah, so if you're not the one hosting, maybe it's a good idea, because I know Vinard has some struggles with that. But if you are hosting the matches, then it won't get any smoother than using Parsec, so the tournament hosts, if they are hosting the matches, should stick with Parsec. Steam might be an issue though still, I don't know. The Steam is just weird that way. Combination by Tau. Good slash by Eve, slash attempt I should say, it didn't actually quite land. Tau managed to block it with his own cut, but that was a good cut to the head by Eve. Very active fight so far, I would say, from both of them. And excellent job by Eve getting in the pocket, taking advantage of the fact that Tau was also moving forward. And sometimes when Gideon sidesteps like that, he can catch you. And that was actually a leg cut that won the trade. Might have surprised Tau a little bit with that. Getting at Zera's openings, and there's a double. Both of these characters hit really hard. I'd say Gideon tends to be faster, but he's not as... he doesn't flow as well as Zera does at times. Unless... and hits with a powerful cut. That's Gideon for you. So switch sides. You can just hold RT. Oh, okay. That works too. So Eve probably will stick with Gideon. Yeah. Gideon against Zera. Usually I think people tend to think that Zera is the one with the advantage in this matchup. But yeah. Voice crash. No idea for how long. Okay, Vinu. That's unfortunate if it was affecting the stream. And as you can see, it's not full screen. I don't know if that's something you did or if it's just being like that, but... oh well. I say just stick with the old system. It's been working fine. For you anyway, Vinu, since it's not working completely. Until you get it sorted out. Anyway, some exchanges there. Eve has a point, but now Tau does. Good positioning with that cut. pretty good exchange in the pocket as well. Thrust attempt that gets punished. Nicely done by Eve. Eve is very good at landing that cut, and it's more long range than a lot of getting other cuts. So a lot of players underestimate the maximum range Gideon has. Thrust attempt, but actually gets hit as well.
Say in chat if everything is fine with you, Vino. Confirm it for me, please, Sue, because I don't see Discord at the moment.
It looks good on Parsec, but I'm saying please hold on the screen. That might just be a delay thing.
So, can you please check if Vino is saying it's fine?
He's not saying anything at the moment, but I'll ask him directly.
Okay, thank you.
Good, Vinu? Okay, it looks good on the screen. Gucci, okay, yeah, we can...
Okay, great, let's go.
Yeah, all this means, guys, is that the stream will be behind what we're saying on Discord, but you should probably be watching it on Twitch anyway. That's fine. And it's a better experience ultimately because Twitch was having problems. Obviously, the few minutes thing Vinard was mentioning, it was crashing and stuff. So obviously, it's a bit more unstable from the viewing perspective. Fighters lag now. That's just Vinard's connection. That's nothing to do with the method being worse. I think a little bit of lag is better than the stream straight up cutting out every few minutes. So. Good exchange so far. Anyway, I was just in the chat there. So far though, it's even. Now Tao switching to Izzy, he saw perhaps what I was doing with Isabella and was inspired. Also, he mains Isabella, so it's just another option. Gotta try everything you can when the alternative's not working. And it's working better. I think Isabella is definitely stronger than Zara in the current state of the game. That said, thrust from E. I don't think it's a matter of him streaming it correctly or not. I think it's just his connection isn't good. Like, if you consider my streams, they're always very smooth, so I'm gonna be keeping them on YouTube. But, yeah. I think it's just, it's always been like that, and I prefer a bit of delay over the footage just being straight up ruined. And I think everybody wants to look back at the fights, enjoy them, and spread the game out, like the knowledge of the game out to the community. Because we've actually reached out to people, believe it or not, even with our small channels, like who have never seen the game before. And I've had people say that in my comment section, like they're like, I haven't seen this game before, but I like HEMA, and so they end up joining the server. So it's good for the health of the game overall to keep the footage intact and to stream it on YouTube or Twitch, whichever we prefer. And it allows us to look back at our fights, so it's always nice. Upward cut by Tao. Tao is making a comeback. That's kind of been a theme. As soon as you switch to Isabella, at least with Tao and I, Vinard less so, you end up making a comeback. If he streams this, well, here's the problem. On Vinu's host, it for some reason is not working properly. So the stream completely cuts out and you can't see parts of the fight, so. I'm sure it'd be fine if I did it, but here's the thing is, since it's it would be my host if I were to host the tournament, it would still be better to just keep it on Parsec. It'd be as smooth as it would get that way. Discord is a bit slower too, not like significantly, but I will say from my perspective, like looking at it on Parsec, it actually looks better than Discord, so. I agree with Vinard that it's very smooth right now. His stream might not be the smoothest, and that's unfortunate, but I think it's just a better way of doing it. We've done it for years that way, so Yeah. Even fight though, now that Tao switched to Isabella. I think that was a good pick. And I don't know what stance that is Eve's doing. But that is an interesting one. It kind of threw Tao off possibly too, hard to say. And a bit of a strike by Eve, but it wasn't as substantial as Tao's strike. Tao needs one more to stay in the fight. Eve rushing in, and he manages to force a double just barely. Just barely. Very clutch strike by Eve. Very intense now for these fighters, and these are the sorts of moments we'd love to look back on, right? Strike by Tao. Tao is forcing Eve onto the boundary there with his attack. Eve trying to snipe him, then there's a thrust, but Tao was ready actually for it, and he struck the arm. Very nice fight, guys, and we still got more rounds to go with that win. Eve nearly took it, but that win right there. They're off again. Some positional play going on. Tao goes for the stab. If you're getting spoiled, just don't watch it on Discord then. You won't get spoiled if you watch it on Twitch. And there's an upward cut. I don't know how you get spoiled on Twitch. That doesn't quite make sense if that's what's happening. I think, I don't know. You must be listening to Discord as well. And there's a strike from Tao. Another strike. That's been a theme with both of us. Isabella is just speaking to us now. And unfortunately, Gideon just really struggles in this matchup. But it's doable. Eve just has to figure it out. He keeps trying to sidestep at times, and I think he gets caught as a result. It's counterintuitive, but especially with how accurate the thrust is now, you can't really sidestep it. That's always been a thing, to be fair, though, for thrust. It's always been a tough attack to try and sidestep, so not much has really changed there. I think it's just a bit more accurate now. There's a strike to the hand by Eve. Eve is still in the fight. Strike by Tao, another strike and a double. That was a bit strange. Maybe he struck the crossguard a bit with that longsword. I thought he struck the arm twice is all, but oh well. These things happen. Thrust by Eve. Thrust by Tao. They're trying to snipe at each other with those attacks. Good positional play. Eve is trying to maintain an advantage there. It's really cool to see them jockeying for position, and the arena is just right when it comes to the size. Thrust attempt, but then a cut from Tao. And there's a trade again. Eve is forcing some trades, but he has to do a bit more than that against Isabella. It might save him a few times, but he has to find a way to really cleanly engage with that longsword, instead of engaging in a slugging match with Isabella. That's not gonna be a reliable way to win. And that's what Eve wants. You can tell he's going for leg snipes. He really likes that leg cut now, and it's working really well for him. It doesn't seem to kill, but he has a clean combo after it that enables him to get a kill quickly. And it gets past most guards, it seems. He has a really good initiating move with that. Even Ilxus doesn't use it very much, and Eve seems to have just figured out how effective it is. Eve dropped the sword into Isabella's head, forcing a double. This could be Hall of Fame material right here. And there's a strike from Tao. Nicely done. Alright, we're down to the last round with this one. Really exciting fight to watch, guys. And I'll reiterate again, like, it's much smoother on Parsec for me, so it's much nicer as the commentator to watch it from here. Tao's host is really good as always. So that's another thing to keep in mind, right? Not all hosts are created equal. So Velociraptor, for instance, might struggle with 4 people, but when I have 4 people on there, it's not a big deal. That's like an average day of sparring for me, so. And there's an upward cut from Tao, getting a kill in the opening. He's on fire with Isabella. Strike from Eve, though, returning the favor. He got stabbed a little bit, but it didn't matter. It was a bit of a weak thrust, I think. That thrust often relies on the opponent doing the work, but it is a good move. It's just, maybe against Gideon, not always the best. Strike by Eve, trying to strike the head or the arm, but Tao counters with an upward cut. That was perfect timing. And then a cut breaks through the guard. His second one hits Eve in the head. Good counters by Tao. And good combos as well. Thrust. Oh my goodness. Eve just has nothing, it seems, for Isabella at this point. Rushed by Tao, getting a kill in the middle of an action. That was perfect timing by Tao, pushing in the offensive. Interesting, he goes to the sidestep cut there. I think that might have been some kind of bait, but that was a really beautiful cut by Eve. Thrust attempt, rushes in, upward cut. Tao is really trying to just pick that guard apart, and he manages with the thrust. It's really tough for Eve right now. He did a good job of trying to come back earlier, but the pressure's on now. If he loses this one, it's trouble. Well, feint by Eve, very risky play against that thrust. Maybe he has to be, though. Maybe he needs that. Oh, he got stabbed. He was caught in the middle of a sidestep again. Gideon, unfortunately, just struggles, especially to avoid that. Good fight, though, guys. Very good fight.
GG. Well played.
Again, it's that character.
Yeah, easy save the day, yeah. Easy save the day. Actually, I prepared my own Doom, at least for my Gera, because, when Eve was preparing to face Maestro, I sort of just told what is the hardest for me as a Gera player. Like, if your opponent always moves to the left or to the right, Gera's thrust became almost completely useless just by this single tactics. Because they are linear. Unlike Isabella's thrust, which tracks, Gera's thrust don't track at all. And also even some slashes miss because they are pretty linear for Gera as well. And Eve did a really great job, and I think first 2 games are a great example for like any Saber character who has better funcies than Gera, that it's a doable matchup. Even if you become really good at it, you get a slight advantage exactly because you're moving faster than Gera, and if you move to the sides, you can avoid a decent chunk of his attacks, and it becomes really hard for Gera.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So that definitely played a role, and I found Isabella was better against Gera too, than Alex, but it wasn't as if I was dominated with Alex, you know? Like, I could have won if I stuck with him, I think, and I just figured something out, but for some reason today, Isabella was just speaking to me, so using the longsword made it more like a chess match, I think, and so it was a bit easier.
Well, my idea was pretty simple. Obviously, I play Isabella too, but she really has those footsies. So, unlike Gera, you are not lagging behind. You can actually take the initiative because you are not as slow. And obviously, she can utilize her range advantage better due to those tracking thrusts, due to these really low recoveries, etc., etc.
Yeah. And Alexander's in a funny situation because his footsies are really good, obviously, but I think his rush potential, even with the new moves, is surpassed by Isabella, I think. I found against Zera I can kind of shoot in, get in the pocket where he's weak with Isabella, and just strike his arm with the B cut especially, so.
Yeah, I see. So, do we have any more games, or was it the last one?
I think that's it. So,
Okay. Thank you guys for letting me play at least once.
no problem. Pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Vinu. Thanks, Cebu.
No problem. And I'll get off too for sure.